Hello, and welcome to The Craft of Piano Playing, the video that presents a new approach to piano technique. I'm Alan Fraser.
This film tackles many of the key technical problems facing pianists today. How to relax without losing power. How to avoid tendinitis and increase virtuosity. The Craft of Piano Playing addresses these and other questions by analyzing all the main movements of the hand in playing, taking the hand's basic structure and function as its starting point.
The hand's skeleton is in the form of an arch, and every arch has a keystone, and the laws of physics say that if you exert pressure on the keystone, the arch gets stronger, not weaker. Okay, so the keystone in the hand is the metacarpal phalangeal joint, and you see, when this ridge of knuckles fulfills the keystone function, a row of hillocks is clearly visible. Ironically enough, this arch, so crucial to the function of the hand, is generally the weak link in modern piano technique. Now, the finger action school failed when they divorced the action of the fingers from the arm, which stiffened. The arm way school failed when over-relaxation robbed this arch of its potency. So we want to restore the power of the arch, restore the movement of the fingers, but not divorce them from the rest of the mechanism, right? Monkeys can't do the fundamental movement of the human hand, grasping. Only humans can oppose the thumb and look at the power of the thumb when it does that. What does grasping have to do with playing the piano? Well, in a word, everything. Place your hand on key and play, and look what happens. You see? My fingers can't approach each other because the keyboard blocks them, and thus that action generates the structure of the hand, the arch structure.
The detailed DVD menu links you effortlessly to any point in the film, facilitating easy review and pedagogical applications as well. Each chapter begins with a passive exercise that enriches the actual sensory perception of your hand's function. The more active exercises that follow integrate these new sensations into your movements at the keyboard. And just as we did in my book, we first deal with the foundation of piano technique, legato.
And begin to go back and forth. And you'll begin to see that it's not so easy not to fall down. But this is the crucial thing. Transfer without any loss of structural integrity. You see? Right? You'll notice that a tetrahedron is formed that comes from the fingertip up to the knuckle, across to the other knuckle, and down. So legato is felt at the knuckle, not only at the fingertip. Okay? And it's important to remember that two keys are held down. Two keys. And this makes a wonderful musical effect. It's the heart of a pianist's art, actually, because when the dissonance happens for a moment in time, the two notes are blended, the ear is fooled, and your brain thinks that it's a smooth melodic line.
We then move to the thumb and its special role.
Normally the thumb wants to oppose, but too often in piano playing we're doing the opposite. It's something I call pianistic codependence. Here's how it works. The arch structure weakens because we're all taught to relax, right? And then big brother thumb comes along and wants to help the arch stand up. So the thumb tenses and raises itself. Okay? Conversely, the thumb is so used to raising itself now that when it's time for him to play, he can't fall down, and so the arch further collapses and helps push the thumb into its note, right? So they're busily trying to help each other, but they're only perpetuating the dysfunction. What they need to do is individuate, to differentiate. The arch needs to stand up on its own, and the thumb needs to fall down, right?
In the octave exercises that follow, we again see the recurring theme of a hand structure that's both powerful and movable.
We tend to play an octave by rigidifying the hand and using an arm movement. to make the keys go down. Right? So in this section on octaves, we're going to be doing exercises to ensure that the hand maintains its arch-generating function, the grasping action.
Each set of exercises walks you through the whole process of acquiring a new ability, beginning with passive gentle exercises.
Press your whole hand down into the keys. Mash the middle white keys with your palm, and then, you see? So that the fingers feel maximally independent from the hand, and the hand feels maximally movable. And then shift your hand to the next, relax your arm, drop your elbow, drop everything, and just hyper-relax everything so that your hand feels its inner movability.
But finally integrating this newfound movability into exercises of power and speed.
Remember, in your octaves, you need to have grasping that doesn't stiffen your hand, but activates it. You'll get great sound and great speed.
We have a refreshingly unusual take on rotation.
Let's rotate the hand and stretch my third finger down here. Well, look at that. I can stretch a whole octave. Like this, there's no way I can do that, but you see? I can get a lot further and start to play notes legato that I never otherwise would have been able to. Okay? Now here's the third weird thing. Cock my thumb back and then... So even though it looks like I'm pulling my thumb very far away from its note, it's a very simple one plane arc that the thumb follows to play its note. And I can combine all this.
And we get into the nitty-gritty of making those fingers really work.
But maximally do it now. And you see how the finger is totally working. By the way, look at this. You lift the finger and it consolidates the arch structure in yet another way. Right?
But through all of this, the film never loses sight of the musical goals that our physical concerns must ultimately address.
Melodic entasis, on the other hand, says make something more of what it already is. So long notes, longer, short notes, shorter. Ta-dee. Ya-dee-da-dee, ya-da-da. And see how naturally the faster notes flow forward, and then when I get to a long note, it soars, it blooms, its full value is felt. And so the beauty that's inherent to that particular melody is intensified.
The craft of piano playing promises to empower both your physical and musical technique, and delivers solidly on that promise. For a breakthrough in your musicianship and your physical ability at the piano, the choice is clear: the craft of piano playing.